Hello, I'm Stella Montejo, and this is Telemundo. We have breaking news out of the Sinai Peninsula, where it appears Israeli forces have crossed into Egyptian territory. Our very own Victoria Cuervo is on the scene with more.
That is correct, Stella. Months of escalation have finally come to a head as Israeli forces, numbering over 100,000, have crossed into the Gaza Strip and the Sinai Peninsula. While it appears Egyptian defenses are holding at the moment, anonymous sources in both the Israeli and Egyptian militaries have told teleMundo that given the size of a surprise attack, it is only a matter of time before the Egyptian line is either broken or forced into a retreat. Egyptian sources say that a full national mobilization is underway, with army and air divisions from across Egypt racing toward the Sinai. Egyptian state television has been airing its political leadership, promising its citizens that this war will not end in the Sinai, but in Tel Aviv.
The escalation sounds both drastic and sudden, Victoria. Has there been any international reaction to the Israeli attack?
Absolutely, Stella. As could be expected, the Israeli action has received swift condemnation from across the Muslim world. President Dwight Eisenhower of the United States has called for an immediate ceasefire and a return to the 1949 borders, stressing that respect for the sovereign borders of both states is imperative to achieving an ultimate understanding of the new dynamic across the Middle East. The Soviet Union has condemned the Israeli attack as unprovoked and belligerent. The United Kingdom and France have not issued statements, but both the BBC and TF1 news outlets have been airing segments sympathetic to the Israeli cause.
And what of the Israelis? Have they issued a statement on the matter?
The Israeli government has yet to issue a statement, but we were able to get a statement out of a field commander on the condition of anonymity. He asked us at teleMundo if we expected them to wait until the Arabs would overwhelm them. He said that securing the Straits of Tiran were a national imperative for Israeli trade and called President Nasser a menace to civilization that needed to be removed.
Wow, powerful words from both sides. It would seem that the two strongest militaries in the Middle East are at it for the second time within a decade. Thanks, Victoria. Moving on to Hungary, it is said that mass demonstrations have engulfed cities across the country. Let's take you back to our reporter in the field, Vicente Flowers.
Thank you, Stella. You are absolutely correct. While the demonstrations have varied in size, a true resistance to the current state of governance in Hungary has undoubtedly emerged.
Talk to me about the violence we heard about through other outlets. How deadly of a situation do we have on our hands?
Well, Stella, there has been violence, but only in isolated pockets throughout the country. Estimates put the total number dead at 83. From what we've gathered from the protesters themselves, a pattern has been emerging. They report that the AHV, the Hungarian secret police, have fired on demonstrators occasionally, while the regular police and army are either unwilling or have been instructed not to fire on their countrymen. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Vicente. It would seem that a revolution is very much underway in Hungary. All eyes are on the Soviet Union and the Warsaw Pact for the response. I am now joined by the first secretary of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, Leonid Brezhnev. Thank you for joining us, Secretary.
Yes, of course. Always with the thinking. Let us talk business, yes?
Sure, Mr. Brezhnev. What are your thoughts regarding the demonstrations that have risen up in Hungary?
The numbers of these so-called demonstrators are inflated by the three pillars of Western subversion: the media, agitation, and espionage. We are not so foolish to believe that our brothers in communism, indeed our brothers in arms, are a traitorous people.
But, Mr. Brezhnev, we're talking about tens of thousands of people marching all over the country. Surely you cannot be doubting...
Surely you understand that if you are peddling the lies of those who try to undermine our ideals, we did not speak further.
Mr. Brezhnev, how do you address the weak response from the security force of Hungary?
We have the most confidence in the Hungarian government to restore law and order within their territory.
And if they don't?
Well then, the Warsaw Pact guarantees the sovereignty and continuation of the governance of all its members.
Are you insinuating...
Insinuation is for the poets and the television. I am a man of governance, fair lady. I will be going now.
Well, there you have it from the Soviet Union itself. It seems there is no end in sight to this crisis. Next up, our new segment, The Hunt for Fidel Castro. In keeping with our last episode, our sources all over eastern Mexico have been scouring every dock and port in search for the alleged fishing boat carrying Fidel Castro and Che Guevara. While our own sources were unable to turn up anything, this amateur footage was submitted to teleMundo. This footage cannot be independently verified.
¡Viva la revolución! ¡Y que viva Cuba!
And that's all for tonight. I'm Stella Montejo, and you're watching Telemundo.